Oh my God. I am still struggling to find words to describe my experience with this game. Every last second that I spent in the 40 hours-ish of my first playthrough felt like heaven. Everything in this game is an absolute masterclass. If I'm being honest, I've been thinking of a negative to put in this review, but I just can't think of anything to say that could be bad. This game, in my opinion, is absolutely flawless. Its gameplay makes you feel like a creative genius, with each problem having multiple solutions, multiple potential solutions that the devs probably didn't even think of, that each warrant the same feeling of success and brilliance to the player. The scale and livelihood of the world is insane, with 3 full-sized worlds to interact with in the new and unfamiliar Hyrule. Every character you meet is just so damn likable and cool, with every single one of them having their own unique story and background, along with their own abilities that help you understand the game more. The story. I'm gonna reserve at least half of the video for the story, which will contain spoilers for the entire game within it. But the story just needs to be talked about, because it is absolutely beautiful. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy this review. The game starts off on the Great Sky Island, the area that basically functions as this game's tutorial section. Much like with Breath of the Wild, there are 4 main abilities to use that help you solve puzzles throughout the new vast world of Hyrule. Those abilities being Ultra Hand, Fuse, Ascend, and Recall. Just like with Breath of the Wild, there are 4 shrines to go to test out your new abilities, so that you can get the hang of how the rest of the world is going to be. The way you get the abilities is about what you would expect, with the exception of Recall, which gets into while the game at its core still feels like Breath of the Wild, everything has been tweaked since the previous installment, and I mean everything. Combat changed. Exploration changed. Physics changed. I cannot even begin to tell you how cool it is seeing the paraglider behave in a parabolic way that interacts with the air around it. After everything is done, you skydive straight down into the new vast world of Hyrule, which is now upscaled to be 3 times larger than it previously was, without the sky or the depths. I'll get to those in a bit, but I want to talk about the puzzle design first. Every puzzle, island chain, side quest, and main quest in this game is interlaced in some way or another, but it still manages to maintain its open world with the abilities presented. Let's look at this island chain right here. We're currently above Akala, and I want to reach the stone slab to uncover some lore. I managed to get the shrine by yanking the crystal off of that island up there, and I got there by using this large piston. I figure, hey, I might be able to reach that tablet using the same piston, until I realized that it isn't enough. What if I try... that worked. Now, that was about how I got to that tablet, but there were probably 50 other ways to go about it. You could strap a rocket to your shield, put yourself in a slingshot, create a hovering platform, use the... and probably much more. The possibilities in this game are truly endless, and I can't even fathom the things that people will come up with. People have built homing airships, Kerbal Space Program rockets, eldritch horrors beyond comprehension, you name it. I will forever look forward to the crazy things that people come up with. I don't know if what I'm about to say right now is true since I heard it in a Discord call, but I believe it because the world really does feel this way in the new installment. Apparently, there was a patent filed where they talked about remaking the world to compensate for the size of the Sky Islands, and to do that, the world needed to be remade from the ground up. The dev team took the old map of Hyrule, remade it from scratch, but 3 orders of magnitude larger, and to add on top of that, they developed 2 more worlds, above and below. All of the world is designed like a giant puzzle, with each abnormality in terrain and structure connecting to the underground land and sky. Mild location spoiler coming up. I was in Korok Grove trying to find the Master Sword, and I figured that because I couldn't make it into the Lost Woods from the outside, I could ascend through. I found a point that I could ascend through, I used it, and I wound up in Death Mountain. I tried again. I found another ascend point. I wound up in the Easterplane Badlands, until I finally got into Korok Forest and progressed the quest. The depths connect everywhere, being scattered with secrets from the overworld where all of the chasms opened up. There's a specific chasm that I will not name at the moment that has a secret from the very start of the game. It's all so strange and amazing, and I look forward to 100%ing it to discover it all. This segment will last until the end of the video. If you haven't beaten or don't want to see the Tears of the Kingdom story along with the game's ending, click off now.
Link. Link. The Master Sword. Your sword. She is the key to destroying the Demon King. He defeated her before, but a long slumber will heal these grievous wounds. And when you two next face the Demon King, you will have my strength to help you through her. Link, you are our final hope. I pray this sword reaches you in the future.
God, where do I even begin with this part? Honestly, I don't know, but I'll do my best to sum up my experience through this new, vibrant, and twisted world of Tears of the Kingdom. From the very first cutscene, we are immediately hit with questions. Who the hell is Rauru? What is the upheaval? How did Ganondorf immediately recognize Link and Zelda? Immediately, I just knew we were gonna get some Ocarina of Time level storytelling with mind-bending moments that would immediately culminate together once we reached the endgame. The design of the open world allows you to see the story unfold any way you want, with everything from start to finish involving some kind of active storytelling. The game does once again have quote-unquote memories, but with the way they are presented, they aren't memories at all. The first one you get will probably be the one closest to the Hebra region / Rito village, and it shows you Zelda falling onto the ground in an unfamiliar Hyrule, suggesting that the Dragon Tears provide a method for us to peer into what is happening in the past, rather than just seeing what happened in the past via something like a memory. But the dragon tears can also be approached as if they were Zelda's memories. Major spoiler! Upon finding all of the geoglyphs and getting every tear, you are granted access to one final cutscene, where you find out about the new dragon being Zelda, who has been roaming the skies of Hyrule aimlessly waiting for you to claim the Master Sword again. The Tears of the Kingdom are the memories of Zelda, which is why the memory stopped after the Draconification cutscene. Zelda's loss of sentience removed her ability to realize, and the tears she cries in her dragon state are her memories of the past dispersing themselves. The shape of the geoglyphs each represent a key item from each memory, whether that item is a character, a weapon, a location, a plot point, you know what I fucking mean. From the very first second I found out about the geoglyphs and the dragon tears, my mode of gameplay completely switched. I had to know more and beat the main game with the secret ending. And after 3 straight days of playing with almost no sleep, I got it. And the ending is... I figured that some of my questions that were unanswered from the start, like what happened to the Sheikah tech, would go unanswered to keep the story focused. But they didn't! Whenever you get to Hateno Village, you'll probably learn that Zelda built a school for the youth of Hyrule so that they could get an education, since she believed that was a priority over all else. The children will explain the disappearance of the Sheikah tech, the calamity, the potential of other legends existing in Hyrule like the events of Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, etc. It all just functions as one giant loop from the start of the game to the finish, with every little thing having some contribution to the main story and lore of everything. I'm still not done with finding the lore, but I can't wait to keep learning what happened after the events of Breath of the Wild. Guys, this game is absolutely amazing, and I will gladly pour just as much love into it as I did with Breath of the Wild. Expect content soon involving God knows what. I'm gonna be honest, I still don't entirely know what the hell I'm gonna make. The things I surely can do with this game are limitless, and I can't wait to destroy my Switch over this. Hey, that's a negative I can talk about.